There have been many times in my life that I can say with certainty that I've seen the Lord. I want to share one such moment with you. On September 16, 1989, Montserrat was getting ready for what was projected to be one of the most dangerous hurricanes since 1928. It was expected to be extremely large, dangerously slow-moving, and destructive, and the eye was perfectly aligned to make contact with the island. This means that the front of the storm would strike the island, followed by a deceptive period of calm as the eye passed, and the rear would again strike the island. I was a newlywed, the eldest of my siblings, and 7 months pregnant with my first child. Our parents were vacationing in Disney World. My husband and I decided to leave our rental home and go to our respective childhood homes to prepare for the storm. My brother, sister, and I made preparation, boarding up windows, preparing non-perishable foods, collecting water, and so on. The village was buzzing with anticipation. Lots of chatter was surrounding the preparation and our faith that God was going to see us through. Most people had never experienced a hurricane, so there were only stories from older people who remembered 1928 when they were children. All day I was fielding calls from friends and well-wishers, asking me to relocate my parents' fleet of cars. My father had a taxi and car rental business. I refused each time, confident that God was in charge and that it was not necessary. My entire focus was on making sure my siblings and I did everything possible to remain safe. Material possessions was not a priority in my preparation. The night came. We congregated in the living room, dressed in comfortable sweats and armed with sheets, torchlight, and a battery-operated radio. It began to rain, and the wind began to growl. The sound of the wind was so loud and fierce, it was deafening and scary. We began praying and singing every religious song I could remember. Our repertoire was quite large because it was a favorite weekly pastime with our mother. This calmed our spirits as the sound of the storm roared, seemingly forever. It was so dark. The only time we saw anything outside was through the windows on the veranda when the lightning flashed on occasions. We saw our neighbor's galvanized iron roof peel off like it was being opened by a can opener. Our roof began to leak. A number of the asphalt shingles must have been blown off by the wind. At one point, the back door flew open. What happened next, I can only say, was divine intervention. Like clockwork, with no hesitation, we got up and formed a human chain, linking hands with our sheets in tow. We were able to knot the sheets together and attach the door handle by one end of the sheet chain. The other end we secured to the washing machine pipes in the wall of the utility room. It was in this moment and the events that occurred that I would say I saw the presence of the Lord. We were all scared when the door busted open. Despite our fears and without hesitation, we were in agreement as we made the decision to form the human chain and the bedsheet rope and secure the door. The entire process from planning to execution was a matter of a few minutes. Later, we were told that if we were not able to secure the door, we would almost certainly have lost the roof, as the wind would have been able to rip through the house and take it off. Many of our neighbors and fellow islanders were not so fortunate. Beside the leaking roof and busted back door lock, my childhood home stood firm. The vehicles were untouched. Eventually, the storm passed. The winds died down and silence descended on the island. We were able to venture outdoors and were shocked by the devastation. Roofs, trees, vegetation, destruction everywhere. We learned that a newborn baby had died when the neighbors lost their roof. Mercifully, the death toll was miraculously low. Movement was completed by foot for a few days until debris could be removed. Within a few days, a neighbor informed us that our parents placed a notice on the radio station of the neighboring island of their pending arrival the next day. I was never more excited to be relieved of my responsibility as leader, decision maker, and focus on the last stages of my pregnancy. Despite the 90% destruction on the island, what matters in life became more evident. True community was exhibited, neighbors helping neighbors. Laughter and the spirit of gratitude and hopefulness was everywhere. For the first time, I was able to experience some of the childhood moments my parents spoke about, like washing clothes by the river, the wonders of the kerosene lantern, communal cooking, and watching the stars at night while we told stories, as electricity did not return to the island till late December. The few private generators were reserved for the businesses. Ice never tasted so good. God remained with my family in decisions made immediately prior to the storm, during the storm, and after the storm. I dare say he continues to show his presence and his faithfulness even today. Psalm 46, God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble, came alive for me during this storm. My experience in the hurricane played a significant part in the person I am today. The value of family and community is extremely important to me. An attitude of contentment has shaped my life. The desire or passion to accumulate material possessions does not consume my existence. God, my creator and provider, plays a central role in my life. Who I am is a direct result of my experiences and the effect of the molding of the potter. He continues to mold me for his purpose. To God be the glory. Therefore, we will not fear, though the earth be moved, and though the mountains be toppled into the depths of the sea, though the waters rage and foam, and though the mountains tremble at its tumult. The Lord of hosts is with us. The God of Jacob is our stronghold.